here to set the record straight on the sponsored campaign of calumny against Malam Mele Kyari, which is an act of shameless desperation taken too far and to ridiculous extents and nauseating and opprobrious levels by mischief makers. This is in further response to the hired elements who embarked on a failed campaign to blackmail and whip up negative sentiments against the former Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Malam Mele Kyari. And this press conference is being held by the Empowerment for Unemployed Youth Initiative and the Coalition of Civil Society Groups for Transparency in Governance, this 6th day of May 2025. Recall that on 25th of April 2025, we addressed the media to expose the heavily financed campaign of calumny against Malam Mele Kyari. We specifically challenged the group or the groups on the campaign to a public debate to prove the altruism of their campaign. They did not only decline, but also shocked us by retracting their claims, retracing their steps, and offering apologies to Malam Mele Kyari and indeed the entire discerning public. The statement issued by the leader of the Concerned Citizens Against Corruption, Comrade Kabir Matazu, a few days ago, which is widely publicized in the media, admitted that they were misled by a 7-member of the Federal House of Representatives. This is a proof of our informed claim that these groups are sponsored and that the so-called citizens seeking accountability are unfortunate, hungry Nigerians who know nothing about what they carried placards for. Let us reiterate that though we salute the courage of Matazu in towing the path of honor by exposing the entire campaign as a merchandise of falsehood, we also insist that there is nothing like Concerned Citizens Against Corruption. It is a group merely created for the purpose of sustained campaign of calumny, and it was actually created following the inability of the sponsors of that botched campaign to procure credible civil society organizations and platforms. Dear Nigerians, as you can now see, today's press conference is an expanded platform. Following the U-turn made by Matazu and many other civil society groups which were misled, compatriots and allies reached out to us to salute our courage in exposing a plot to convict an innocent man without even a court charge. They feel it is a worthy cause to ward off dishonorable elements who pollute the civil society space. Our position today is a clear stand that light has risen against darkness, and light will always triumph. As we are going to prove in this text, there is no credible civil society organization or persons involved in the despicable campaign to taint a public servant of credible records with criminality. No group or group of persons with credibility can yield themselves to this heightened show of shame against Engineer Mele Kyari, who served very meritoriously and dexterously so. Again, we reiterate our sadness in having to leave many important national discourses to chase out some rodents messing the civil society space. And we are doing this because if they continue to pollute the space, it could lead to more dangerous narratives on other national issues. The public should be reminded that since Comrade Matazu, pricked by his conscience, retraced his steps and retracted his false statements and excused himself from the odious campaign, these people have, by some sort of criminal osmosis and alchemy, mutated into other strange forms as we have seen manifest in the past days. First, they suddenly claimed that Comrade Matazu is not part of the Concerned Citizens Against Corruption. Yet, he was the one that led that same sponsored protest in their name, wrote a petition to the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice in that name, and addressed several media platforms in that same name. Suddenly, they have introduced one Oguche Emmanuel as the leader of this phantom group, it is really an act in the theater of the absurd. The most shameful of these groups are the ones that claim that they are lawyers. At some point, one barrister, Aminu Bello, and Rotimi Adeyemo are speaking for themselves, and at the next moment, it is another barrister, Benjamin Theophilus, and next, it is an Emmanuel Agada, Jonathan Uchendu, and Isika Raymond. These people have been used to disgrace the legal profession, and we suspect that they are not lawyers even in the first instance. They are not even what they want to, what we call in the, they are only what we call in the local parlance, charge and bail lawyers, if they are even that. Consequently, we are gathering our facts, and we will, on or before tomorrow, Wednesday, May 7th, 2025, formally report them to the Nigerian Bar Association. So far, our findings indicate that about 2 or 3 of them may have actually read law or have been to the Nigerian law school. They therefore hire a crowd of other people, misled elements, and christen them as lawyers, and give the impression that a large number of lawyers